EU chiefs have pledged millions of euros of financial assistance to Greece to help tackle the migration surge from neighbouring Turkey, warning against those wishing to test Europe's unity. Flying by helicopter over the Greek-Turkish border, where thousands of desperate asylum seekers have tried to break through for days, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen said that the bloc would provide Greece all the support needed. The European Commission President said the bloc would provide 700 million euros, half of it immediately, to help manage the migrant situation. New Zealand police arrested a 19-year-old man on Wednesday over a threat made this week against one of the Christchurch mosques targeted in a mass shooting of last year. Canterbury Police Commander Superintendent John Price said in a statement, the man, who has not been named, was arrested after police executed a search warrant at a Christchurch address and located several items including a vehicle. Meanwhile, police said today they have stepped up patrols at two mosques ahead of the first anniversary of a shooting that killed 51 worshippers, after distressing image linked to one of the mosques appeared on social media. Police said they had increased patrols around the Anur and Linwood mosques, the two places targeted in the attack, and would be maintaining a visible presence in the community. In her first known official statement, the younger sister of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un leveled diatribes and insults against South Korea for raising concern over her country's latest live-fire exercises. Kim Yo-jong is in charge of propaganda affairs for North Korea and has frequently appeared at her brother's major public events, including summits with President Donald Trump and other regional leaders. But her statement, carried by state media, is the first of its kind and indicated a further elevation of her political status. In the statement issued on Wednesday, she criticized South Korea's presidential Blue House for expressing strong concerns over the North's firing drill and urging it to stop acts that do not help reduce military hostilities. South Korea reported 560 new coronavirus cases on Wednesday, as thousands of sick people waited for hospital beds in Daegu, the city at the center of the worst outbreak outside of mainland China. The Korea Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said the new cases bring South Korea's total to 5,328, with at least 32 deaths. Most cases were in and around Daegu, the country's fourth largest city, where the flu-like virus has spread rapidly through members of a French Christian group. Health officials expect the number of new cases to be high for the near future as they complete the testing of more than 200,000 members of the Christian sect, as well as thousands of other suspected cases from smaller clusters. Mainland China had 119 new confirmed cases of coronavirus on Tuesday, the country's National Health Commission said on Wednesday, down slightly from 125 on the previous day. The total number of cases on the mainland has now reached 80,270. The number of deaths rose by 30 to bring the total of mainland China death toll to 2,981 by March 3rd. Hubei province, the epicenter of the outbreak, reported 37 new deaths and 115 new cases on Wednesday. 15 Italian tourists in India have been tested positive for coronavirus. With these new cases, the total number of cases confirmed in India has gone up to 18. On Tuesday night, 21 Italian nationals had been brought down from a hotel to Indo-Tibetan Border Police's quarantine facility in South Delhi for preventive isolation. Samples were taken from them by the authorities for testing. On Wednesday morning, 15 of the 21 Italian tourists have now been confirmed positive for coronavirus. Till now, 17 people have died in Italy due to the virus, and so far it is the worst hit country in Europe. Malaysia's new Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin has postponed the start of parliamentary proceedings by 2 months, the Speaker said on Wednesday, amid opposition efforts to challenge his government with a confidence vote. Premier Muhyiddin was sworn in on Sunday after a week of political turmoil triggered by the abrupt resignation of 94 years old Mahathir Mohamad. King Sultan Abdullah Sultan Ahmed Shah appointed Muhyiddin as the Prime Minister, saying he believed the Prime Minister possibly had the support of a majority in Parliament. Joe Biden seized the momentum in the race to become the Democratic challenger to President Donald Trump with a string of Super Tuesday victories against leftist rival Bernie Sanders after his candidacy has seemed close to collapse. A self-described democratic socialist who wants to reshape America's economy, Sanders has been the clear leader and was looking for a knockout blow on a day when nomination contests were held across 14 states. Instead, the results signaled a remarkable comeback for Biden, a former vice president under Barack Obama, who will be vying once again for that front-runner status. Sanders was projected to win his home state of Vermont, Colorado, Utah, with exit polls also pointing to a win in the biggest delegate-rich state of all, California. Tornadoes ripped through Tennessee on Wednesday, leaving at least 24 people dead, destroying buildings and toppling power lines hours before the southern U.S. state voted in Super Tuesday primaries. Voting hours were extended due to the devastation the twisters wrought when they touched down shortly after midnight. Rubble was strewn across the state capital, Nashville. Residents ran for their lives as their homes came down around them. Officials said tens of thousands lost power to their homes. The World Bank unveiled a $12 billion aid package on Wednesday that will provide fast-track funds to help countries combat the coronavirus outbreak. World Bank President David Malpass told reporters the goal is to provide fast, effective action that responds to country needs. He said it is critical to recognize the extra burden on poor countries, least equipped in the struggle to prevent the spread of the COVID-19 virus. The bank said in a statement the funds, some of which are targeted to the world's poorest nations, can be used for medical equipment or health services and will include expertise and policy advice. Asian shares wobbled on Wednesday and bonds held gains as an emergency rate cut from the U.S. Federal Reserve did little to soothe investor fears over the coronavirus's widening fallout. The surprise 50 basis point cut came with commentary highlighting the limits of monetary policy, and Wall Street indexes fell sharply, gold surged and the dollar sank. The yield on benchmark 10-year U.S. Treasuries, which falls when prices rise, hit a once unimaginable low of 0.90%. In Asia, Japan's Nikkei index was up 0.4%. Hong Kong's Hang Seng and the Shanghai Composite were both down 0.3%. Jurgen Klopp insisted the best of Liverpool's season may still be to come despite a third defeat in 4 games that saw them crash out of the FA Cup 2-0 at the hands of Chelsea on Tuesday. Klopp made 7 changes to the side beaten for the first time in 44 Premier League games at Watford on Saturday. However, goals from Willian or Ross Barkley gave Frank Lampard's men a much-needed lift at Stamford Bridge. Formula One starts a new season in Australia next week, with Lewis Hamilton chasing records that some once thought would last a lifetime. The 91 wins and 7 titles of retired Ferrari great Michael Schumacher are firmly in the 35-year-old Mercedes driver's sights now. How many races will feature in what could be an epic battle of the generations remains uncertain, with the debut of Vietnam and a revived Dutch Grand Prix on the calendar, by the coronavirus epidemic forcing the Chinese Grand Prix in Shanghai to be called off. India's cricket board has slashed the prize money by half for the winners and runners-up of this year's Indian Premier League, the world's most popular and successful T20 league. The Board of Control for Cricket in India said on Wednesday the move was part of measures to cut the costs of the Premier League starting March 29th, which attracts top players from around the world. Indian media reports said the board was also doing away with the opening ceremony, usually an extravagant affair with top Bollywood celebrities performing for thousands of fans. And Melbourne police are searching for a thief who used unorthodox methods to steal a Versace necklace. Police said in a statement on Wednesday the man, who has not yet been identified, used a fishing rod to remove the necklace from a mannequin in a high-end fashion store in Melbourne, Australia, of last week. The incident happened just after 2 a.m. on February 24th. Security footage released publicly by the police showed the man walking up to the store, holding a fishing rod and looking around the seemingly empty street. Police have released images and footage of the man and are now asking for the public to come forward with any information they may have.